Hi friends, it's Mr. Alex from Adams Memorial Library, and I'm back for another installment of the Online Origami Club. Now, since it's the holiday season, I thought that this would be the perfect opportunity to do some holiday-themed origami, and this week we're going to start with an origami star. So be sure to stop here at the library to get your Online Origami Club kit, either by stopping at the children's desk or our curbside pickup, and then you'll be ready to make origami along with me. There are just a few other things that we're going to need, so let me show you what those are and we'll get started. For our origami project this time, we're going to need just 4 things. As always, we'll need a practice sheet of paper to get really good at making our origami star. We'll need a final sheet of paper out of our Online Origami Club kit, or another piece of paper that you have at home. We'll need a marker, crayon, or something else to decorate our origami with. And finally, I normally say that scissors are optional if you need to trim down your paper, but for our origami star, they're actually going to be required. So you'll definitely want to make sure that you grab a pair of scissors from home. But once you have all of that, we're ready to start folding. Now, our star project today is definitely not your typical kind of origami, but we're going to follow some very specific directions and have a really cool project at the end of it. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to take the pattern side of our paper and flip it face down toward the table. And then we're going to fold our project in half like this. So we'll line it up, give it a nice sharp crease, and we'll have something that looks like this. Now we do want to be mindful of which side is open and which side has the fold on it, and we're going to keep the fold side to the bottom. Then we're going to take and we are going to fold our project like this and crease it off. So again, we're going to take this side here and fold it down, and then we're going to take the opposite side and fold it the other way like this. So we made one fold down and one fold up in the other direction, and what that creates, although it's a little bit difficult to see, is it creates an X with a dot in the middle. And that dot in the middle is very important, because what we're going to want to do is we're going to take this bottom corner on the folded side, so down here, and we're going to fold that so that that corner meets this dot in the middle of our X. And it's going to be a kind of funny shape, but that is okay. That's exactly what we want. So we're going to fold that like that and have a shape that looks like this. Then the next step in making our star is that we're going to take the point right here on the outside edge of the part that we just folded, and we're going to fold it back like this, creating what sort of looks like a kite shape on our folded piece. So we had this piece, this fold here, with our point going to the dot in the middle of our X, and then we're going to fold that point back to this outer edge of our origami project. So now we're stuck with a shape that looks like this. Our next step is that we're going to take and fold this part of our project up along this line here at the edge of the fold we made before. So if we take and fold it up just like this, we're going to take our project from this step here and fold it up so that it looks like this. And now we have this shape here. It's almost time to get out our scissors and begin cutting our origami star, but the last thing that we want to do is that we want to actually fold this part of our project back, and we want to line it up so that it meets exactly on this edge here. So we're going to line everything up, fold that piece back, and we're going to have a pretty funny looking shape that looks like this. Now, this is where our scissors come in. So we're going to take our scissors and we're going to cut a diagonal line. Let me see if I can line this up in the camera for you. We're going to cut a diagonal line from this fold point here diagonally down across our project. So just like that. And if we make that cut, so again, let me see if I can line it up for you. We're going to make a cut that looks like this. Then we're going to be left with a smaller piece of our project that looks something like this. just looks like a bunch of triangles. But when we open it up, we're going to see that we've made a star shape. Now, the only problem with our star is that it doesn't exactly stay in the shape that we want it. Half of it does, and it's pretty much done already, but the other half, we actually need to reverse the folds on. So the way I found that's best to do that is to take one of the points of our star and keep folding all of the other points into it. So for instance, we would start here, fold this point in, fold this point in. Oh. We're going to fold this point in, and as you can see, you may have to reverse some of these folds. They might be folded in when they need to be folded out, and that's going to help our star bend in the direction that we want it to go. But eventually, just like flipping pages of a little booklet, we should be able to flip all of our stars' ends together like this, and when we open them back up, all the folds will be going in the same direction, we hope. We had one here that did not, so we're going to have to fix that and reverse it. And that's what's going to give us our star shape. Now, as you can see, even doing that, it doesn't always come out perfectly, so you may want to manipulate your project, you may want to refold some of the folds, but eventually you should get a shape that you're pretty happy with, and I like this one here. So now I have my origami star. It's complete. So I'm going to go ahead and practice this and get really, really good at making these folds, and then I'll show you what my final origami star looks like at the end of the video. And after a little bit of practice, I took a piece of paper out of my Online Origami Club kit, and I made this star right here, and I think it turned out great. Now, don't forget that more importantly, I'd love to see how your star turned out. So be sure to send those pictures on over to us at kids@adamsville.org, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube for updates not only about the Online Origami Club, but everything else that we're doing here at the library. And as always, happy crafting, everybody.